Hey, Facebook land. Excuse the look. You know me, I always do videos at the end of the day when my hair is just a mess. But I want to say thank you for all the well wishes for today, for all the congratulations and happy birthday. A lot of you know my testimony, and then there are a lot of you who have been asking me throughout the day how I did it, asked what I've been on, what was my drug of choice. I'm an open book. I was a meth head. I was a tweaker. So I'm going to give you my testimony because it's only by the grace of God. And anytime I have an opportunity to give God grace, I'm going to do so. And when I say it's only by the grace of God, I mean it's only by the grace of God. Before I got addicted to meth, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a Miss Susie homemaker. And I ended up letting it take me to the bottom. I had a $200 a day habit. And nope, I wasn't rolling in cash. So, but as an addict, you do what you have to do. So anyway, September 21st, 1991, my oldest daughter's 8th birthday. And I really wanted to buy her a present, and I didn't have money to get her a gift. And so I went with a friend to a bank, and we forged a couple of checks. As we were leaving the bank, a couple of cop cars were there for us. And I knew I had a couple of warrants, and I figured I'm just going to give them my name, get my name cleared, clear these warrants up, I'll be good. After I was handcuffed and in the car, I remembered that I had about 4/4 of speed in my pocket. So when I went before the judge, well, anyway, I had been charged with my 3rd possession charge, forgery, and just for fun, possession of firearms. So when I go before the judge, she tells me, Catherine, you don't comply with anything. The best we could do is offer you 3 years state time, California Institute for Women. And I was like, what? What the hell did you do? And as I went back into Sybil Brand, I was listening to all the women there, and they're all talking about, man, when I get out, my pimp's picking me up, and I just want to hit that pipe. And I just thought, when I get out, I just want to hold my kids. That's all I wanted, was to hold my kids. And so I went to my bunk, and I said that prayer that everybody prays. Lord, if you get me out of here, I'm going to do my best to never get high again. And I took a nap, and I dreamed that I was walking down the street, and a carload of friends pulled over, and they're like, hey, Kat, can you score for us? And I said, yeah, and I get in the car with them, and we drive about a block away, and then I jump out of the car, and I start walking away, and they're like, Kat, where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing? Just ignore them. I keep walking. Black and whites pull up, handcuff everybody, put them in the car. One cop walks up to me. He goes, Catherine, why didn't you go with them? I said, because I made a promise. He just looked at me, nodded his head. That dream ends. I have the exact same dream, except now it's nighttime. Carload of friends pull up. Hey, Kat, can you score for us? I say, yeah. We drive away. I jump out of the car. I walk away. This time I walk into a house, and I'm looking out the window, and as I'm looking out the window, I see the narcs pull up on everybody, and they handcuff them all, put them in the car. Same cop walks up, and he knocks on the door. I answer it, and he goes, Catherine, why didn't you go with them this time? I said, because I made a promise. And he looked at me, and he smiled and nodded his head, and he said, okay. So I wake up, and the craving is gone. I was smoking $200 worth or more of meth every day for 3 years. I was staying up for 8 or 9 days at a time, having conversations with people that were not there. There were times I couldn't understand the English language, and English is the only language that I speak, besides tongues. But I could understand the cat that was meowing. I could tell you some stories. But I woke up, and I have never again had another craving. God did for me what I could not.
was impossible for me to do for myself. I know it was impossible because I tried. I tried because I had lost my kids. But God knew my heart. When I said that prayer, I meant it. And so he healed me and delivered me from a drug addiction. When I didn't even know what healing and deliverance was. I believed in God. I knew about God, but I didn't know God. And so when I say it's by God's grace, I mean it's by God's grace. I was in Sybil Brand for 2 weeks. They decided to give me another chance, and they offered me work release. I didn't even do the 3 years. So that was by the grace of God also. That was 24 years ago today. Only by God's grace. That's when I discovered the power of prayer. And so I'm an open book. I share the gospel. I share Jesus as often as possible. And any questions you have regarding my past, my life, ask. I'll tell you. God bless.